what are the 9 stages? Well, stage 1 is getting traffic. So if you are brand new to building one of these businesses, this is your very first mission. This is the very first step, is to get traffic. And we'll go deeper on this in just a second. Stage number 2 is to book sales calls. Stage number 3 is to close those sales calls. Stage number 4 is to begin scaling up when you're there. Stage 5 is your team and your cost per acquisition, your cost per sale. Stage 6 is your lifetime value and working on your back end. Stage 7 is building your infrastructure. Stage 8 is implementing culture and values. And finally, stage 9 is to exit your business. So let's talk about stage 1, getting traffic. And this is what you're going to do to get from 0 to 10K per month. And you're going to do that by, either organic traffic or paid traffic or both. Okay, so that's stage 1, sorting out your traffic and how you're going to get it. Stage number 2 is booking sales calls off the back of that traffic. Okay, so driving the traffic through the funnel that you build and booking sales calls in. Then comes stage number 3, okay, closing the calls. So you're going to be taking them, you're going to be closing your first few sales, and these 3 things, getting traffic, booking calls, closing calls, this will get you from 0 to around 30, 50, honestly, a little bit further than that. You can get to 70K a month, even 100K a month, just off doing this alone. Okay, without a back end, even without a team, sometimes even without paid ads. This is it. Get traffic, book sales calls, close sales calls. That is literally all that you have to do. It really, really is that simple. This surprises people, but it is true. It is that simple. Book sales calls, close sales calls. Okay? Then comes stage 4. So when you've done those 3 things, get traffic, book calls, close calls, you're going to be making between 50 and 100K a month, sometimes slightly more. Now at this stage, when you've got your first few sales, you've made, let's say 10, 50K, 100K, it's time to scale, if you want to scale. So what you're going to do is you're going to raise your ad spend, you're going to book more calls, you're going to close more sales, you're going to make more money. You're going to increase your ad spend, or you're going to increase your organic output in roughly 30% increments for safety. So for example, you're going to make more ad creatives. You're going to test new angles. You're going to test different wording. You're going to test different production styles. Or if you're doing organic, well, one of the next things that I am going to do is start going down the short form route and start creating Instagram accounts, YouTube accounts, TikTok accounts, and having a team that cut up short form and put it out every day to fuel organic. So you're going to basically do more of what's got you to this stage. And at this stage, you're going to be doing, again, roughly 50K to 100K, maybe a tiny bit more per month by this stage. All right. Then comes stage number 5, which is working on your team and working on your cost per acquisition, your cost per sale. So at this stage, you're going to be hiring 1 or 2 closers, sales reps, as and when you feel the need. And you're going to be focusing on what is it taking to generate a sale. So if you're running ads, what's the cost per acquisition? If you're doing organic, well, how many hours per week, per month are we putting into content? What is it costing us? What is required of me to get the sales? And you're going to rebalance that. Okay, so you're going to make sure, let's say on the ad side, you're going to make sure that your cost per sale is far below your average order value, what you're actually making. And you're going to keep that gap as wide as possible to create the largest profit margin possible so that you can scale into it. Okay, now an average cost per sale through ads, through a sales call funnel, is usually somewhere around $500 to $1,000, sometimes a tiny bit closer to $1,500. So let's just go in the middle and say, right, it's costing you $1,000 to make a sale and you're selling a $5,000 program. Well, you're making a 5x. So you spend 1,000 on ads, you make a 5K sale, that's 4K profit and a 5x ROI, 1 in, 5 out. Right? If that's the case, phenomenal. Right? We can scale. We can spend more on ads. Let's hire a closer. Let's hire a virtual assistant. Let's hire a bookkeeper and just start building out the team and staying on top of the cost per acquisition. That's stage 5. And that's going to get you from about 100,000 a month through to about 200,000-300,000 a month. Just a good team, manage your profit margin, scale into your profit margin. Then comes stage 6, lifetime value and back end. Now, by this stage, as you scale, your ad ROI is going to come down, 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 down. The more you spend on ads, the less profit you will make, because the more you spend, the more expensive ads are to run. Okay, don't ask me why that is. I don't work at Google, I don't work at Meta, but that is a fact. The more you spend on ads, the more expensive the ads are, the lower your profit, the higher your cost per acquisition is. So how do you fight that? How do you combat that? Well, you combat it through raising your front end price, creating back end offers, selling your time, running a 1-day workshop, running a 3-day mastermind, creating a done-for-you service. You're just going to solve a new pressing problem to get lifetime value as high as possible to scale into. Okay, so when you get to stage 6, you usually stop spending more on ads, you stop scaling, and you ask yourself, right, what can we sell to our existing customers? And those are just a few examples of things that you can sell to your existing customers. And an ideal business is one where customers buy from you more than once. So they buy your program, then they buy a workshop, then they attend a mastermind, then your agency that you own runs their ads, they use your copywriter, so on and so forth. So they're buying from you multiple times and you're getting a really large lifetime value. So let's say, for example, over the course of 12 months, a customer on average spends $15,000 with you. Well, you can now afford to buy customers for 3K, 5K, 10K and still make a good profit. And the more that you can pay for a customer, the further you can scale. So at this stage, when you solve this, you're going to be making between $300,000 and $500,000 a month. Okay, that's stage 6. Stage 7 is then your infrastructure. Now, when you get to stage 7, which is roughly where we are at right now, we are currently at about $400,000 a month cash collected in this business, in my consulting business. Then you've got to start thinking about infrastructure. So, right, do I need a general manager now? Do I need to outsource my ads to an ads agency? Do I need to hire a sales team manager? What can I systemize? What can I automate? Can I hire a copywriter to start writing all of the email copy, the ad copy? Can I do this? Can I do that? How can I get my time back, my energy back, my focus back? Okay, to start removing yourself and working on the business, not in the business. And by doing that, that's going to enable you to go from $500,000 to $1 million a month, around that area. Okay? Then comes stage number 8, culture and values. Now, at this stage, if you want to maintain the scale, maintain the madness of making that much money per month, you've got to implement a culture, define your values, strip back and fire your B and C players. You've got to have a strong, focused, bought-in team of ideally only A players, or as close as you can get. You've got to have a mission statement. You've got to live by it. You've got to make sure that your team live by it, and all the ducks have got to be in a row. And this is where things really become technically a proper company, a proper corporation, a real machine. And that allows you to stay at those numbers and even grow further as well. When you're at that stage, that's where you can do 1, 3, 5, even 10 plus million per month. And I have some friends. I've got one friend that's doing about 3.9 million a month right now. I've got another friend that's doing about 12 million a month right now. And it's it's this stage that they're at, stage 8. And finally, stage number 9, when all of that is done, it's time to begin planning for and preparing for exit. And at this stage, you're going to hire a mentor who's exited before. You're going to find an M&A advisor to help you create an IM, and you're going to go to market. Now, I would suggest doing this at least 9 to 12 months ahead of the time you want to exit, because after going through the process myself last year, it's a long one, and it can take a minimum of 6 months right up to a maximum of about 18 months in some cases. For me, it took November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, 11. So it took me 11 months from hiring my mentor, getting an M&A advisor, to actually closing, selling my business and getting the wire. So just touching on a year. And it was well worth it as well. I very much hope that you guys can exit a business one day, because it's a really, really, really amazing, life-changing feeling. So that's stage 9. So let me ask you this. Where are you right now? And what are your next steps? What are we going to be doing together over the coming weeks and the coming months that we work together to keep going, keep pushing, keep scaling your business to the heights that it should be at and to the heights that you deserve it to be at? So this is really the first stage, 0 to 10,000 a month, get traffic, book calls. This is the second step, second stage, from 10 to 50 a month, close the calls. Then you scale up, you sort out your team, you sort out your cost per acquisition, and that's going to take you from 50K per month up to about 100 to 300K per month. When you're there, we will then work on your lifetime value together. We'll work on your back end together, and we'll take you from 3 to 500 a month. When we've done all of that, okay, come month 6, come month 9, okay, you're going to be making about $500,000 to $1 million a month, and we will work on your infrastructure together. Following on from that, month 9 to month 12, it's culture time, it's values time, and really dialing everything in up there. And finally, if you do want to exit, come a year, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years, I can help with that as well. And by that time, you'll likely be doing some pretty sizable numbers. Okay, I've put $1 million a month plus here. You can sell earlier than that. You can sell later than that. So this is not absolutely set in stone. Now, I just want to rewind, and I just want to cover that timeline just once more. Now, if you are brand new, month 1, this is what we're going to do together. Month 1 to 2, by the end of month 2, around that time, weeks 7, 8, 9, 10, you're going to be closing your calls. You're going to be making 10, 30, 50K a month area. Okay, on the lower side, on the high side. Then what we're going to work on, when we've got you to that stage, you're happy, you're closing your calls, things are working, you're making money. In month 2 that we work together, in month 3 that we work together, you're going to be scaling up. And you're going to be going from 50 to 100K a month. Then you're going to be going from 100 to 300K a month. As we sort those two things out and scale and sort your team and sort your cost per acquisition out. Then what we're going to do going into month 3 to 6 is LTV and backend. Going from month 6 to 9 that we work together, we'll sort out your infrastructure. From month 9 to 12, we'll work on your culture and values. And then we can discuss preparing for exit over the coming 6 to 12 months. So us working together, that is exactly how the process looks. And again, let me ask you, where are you now? And what are the next steps that we're going to be working on as per what we've just covered? So when you understand that, when you understand your next steps from here, it's going to be a lot easier to not only do the work, not only ask me questions so that I can give you the best help, but also to know the trajectory as well, and just to know where are you, what's next, and what's to come. So I really hope that that helps, and I'm really excited to spend the next few weeks, the next few months, building, growing, scaling, and creating something awesome together. So I'll let you move on to the next video, and I'll see you and I'll speak to you soon.